Welcome to step 1. Register and purchase a domain name. Let me help you understand what you will learn in this step 1. Well, previously you have learned what is a domain name, what is the purpose of buying a domain name, and from where we can buy a domain name. So let's do the steps of buying a domain name. So in this section, I'll show you a couple of things. First, I'll show you how to register your domain name from the domain name provider. Here we will log in into a domain name provider, GoDaddy.com, and then we will register in the GoDaddy.com. Not the domain name, but we will register with the GoDaddy.com. We'll create our account in GoDaddy. In step 1.2, we will log in and log out from GoDaddy. We will also configure our 2FA, which is basically a phone verification, and also we will configure our Google authentication from our mobile app. This way, to ensure that your login and logout works and you have a strong login feature enabled for your dashboard, so that once you make a purchase, those domain names will not be stolen so easily and no one will able to hack your account. So I'm going to show you those security steps as well in 1.2. In 1.3, basically it is an brainstorming session. This is not a buying session. This session will help you understand, let's say you want to buy a domain, like a travel domain, right? This section will help you understand how do you do a brainstorm, because once you go and type travel.com, obviously you cannot find that domain. Well, that domain might have already purchased. So I'll give you some tips on how do you do a brainstorm to find a right domain, right? We will do some of the examples there. We will also find some domains on the travel blog, and I'll give you a couple of examples for you to try out. Okay, section 1.4, we will actually purchase a domain. I'll show you how I purchased the makewpwebsite.com using this step, and what is the payment option, what different settings they will show you, and you need to be careful of, what are the different options they will give you. All this you're going to learn, and you're going to see how I actually purchase a domain. Finally, we will verify the domain name. This verification is a very important step. It's help you ensure that that domain is registered on your name, and you will do some kind of verification online as well to make sure it's even visible not only in the GoDaddy but outside, to say that this domain is registered under your name. Then we'll show you a couple of things how to verify that, and once a verification has been done, then it actually confirms that the domain is registered under your name. So in that section 1.5, we're going to do all those verification steps, and then we will summarize the step 1. Okay, there are some exercises. Please do those exercises. There's also a downloads and links section where you can find the PDF files, where you can find all the links that has been shown in this section is available in this PDF document. So you can download it from here, or you can go to complete last in the bonus section. There's a download and links used in the course bonus lecture. You can even download all the links from here. Okay, if you cannot find it up there, you can always come to the bonus lecture and download these PDF files. These PDF files will have all the links. Let's say I'm showing you a theme, then that theme is available in this PDF. The link is available in the PDF where you can download that theme for free. Okay, if it's a plugin, the plugin links will be available. If it's a domain name vendors, then the domain name vendors link will be available in this PDF. Okay, so do note that if you're confused where the links, it's all available in the download section. Okay, so let's continue our topic with registering with a domain name provider. Okay, so I am in the GoDaddy.com, and once you log in into GoDaddy.com, depending on which country you are in, so I'm accessing it is from Singapore now, so that's why you see SG here, and all my payment system will show in the specific country that you're accessing this website from. If you're from India, then maybe it's INR. If you're US, then it will be showing a USD here, and all your navigation from this site will be showing Singapore or maybe India or maybe US. Okay, so don't be confused with the prices that I'm seeing here. You might see a different price based on which country you're accessing this site. So I'm into GoDaddy.com homepage. So this is the home page. So let's create an account. For that, click on sign in, click on new customer. create my account. Okay, so you have to enter your email ID, a username, a password, and a support pin. So let's enter that. So it's picking up the username as an email address. I'll just remove the email address. And sometimes, if you try to find a username, if it's red in color, means it's taken already, means someone has already registered with this name. So you have to find a unique name for yourself, because it's easy for me to remember the same email name without the domain. And now it's showing a light green, right? Means it is available. I'll have some password to it. Then you have to enter a support pin. It should be exactly 4 digits, not be single repeated digit. Use non-sequential digit, means you cannot have 1 2 3 4 because it's not sequential. So I'll have 17 and 28. Then I'll create the account. Okay, so I have my account. You can see a couple of things here. You have a customer ID. So whenever you talk to GoDaddy customer care, they will ask you for 2 things. They'll ask you what is your customer ID. They'll ask you what is your PIN. This PIN is a PIN that we entered during the creation of the account. Okay, so it's very important that you understand what is a customer ID and what is a PIN, because this is important when you talk to the customer care. Okay, so we have created our account, right? So let's do some settings in our account. First we'll do the account settings. Go to account settings. Then you see there's no full name, there's no address, so let's fill this up. Okay, click on edit. Then I'll enter all the name, organization, personal, then I'll fill up the addresses. Okay, and then you can save. You can change your default currency, so whichever country you're comfortable, you can change the currency to that country specific if it's not showing correctly. Okay, so the information is properly saved. So you can see I have my full name, my email ID, phone number, and the address properly updated. Okay, so let's do the login and PIN. So we'll do a 2FA with our phone number. So we have our PIN. We can edit our PIN if you want to change the PIN. And then you have your login info. This is your username. And I want you to do this step, right? Because this will ensure that no one can hack into your account. So let's do this verification. Okay, so I will say SMS the text message to me, and I will say every login. So I'll say continue. Okay, so I'll give my phone number here. So I'll receive an SMS and I'll get a simple 4-digit code which I'll enter here again. Okay, so I got my verification code. It's a 6-digit. So let me enter it. Okay, so this verification is very important, and if you haven't done it, I'll highly recommend that you do this step. This step will make sure that every login that's been attempted on your account, you will receive an SMS code, and without that SMS code no one will able to access into this account. And if anyone is trying to log in into this account without your knowledge, you will get a notification, and then you can alert the customer team that you found someone else's login into your account. Okay, so this step is really important. You can still have a backup code, so you can add a backup, right? You can use Google Authenticator app, as a backup. Let's say you change your phone number, you can still use your Google Authentication app. So I'll add that authentication app. I have an app, Google Authentication app. So let me try to add that. So here's the steps. Install an authentication app from your phone. You can go to Google Authentication app, maybe in iPhone and Google Play Store. Then you can download this authentication app, and then you can scan this. Once you scan this, it will show you some numbers onto the phone, and then you just have to enter that number. Okay, so let me do that. Okay, so I have scanned that QR code onto my mobile using the Google Authenticator app, and I'll enter the code. Just to remind that I'm using iPhone. I'll continue. Okay, so I've done two types of authentication. One is via SMS and backup is my iPhone Google Authenticator. Let's say I change my phone number and I'm trying to log in. I still have this Google Authenticator app using which I can use as a backup to log in into my account. Okay, so do this step, don't skip this step, and make sure you have your account properly set up with your address and with your phone numbers, because this account we will use to buy our domain name and we will manage our website from here. So make sure you have all the details correct, your email ID and then your phone number, because that is required when you make a purchase. Sometimes they'll ask you to verify from your email address or maybe verify from an short code sent to your phone. So make sure you have all the details correctly. It's not required to connect to your Facebook account, but if you think you should be doing it, then just go ahead and do it. But it's not so important for you to add your Facebook account to your GoDaddy account. Okay, so that's about it. You have your account properly set up, and then next is we will purchase the domain name. Okay, so let's look at step 1.2, how to log in into GoDaddy dashboard. In the previous section, we have seen how to create an account with GoDaddy, and I've also shown you what are the different things that you have to edit before you actually start using or making a purchase with GoDaddy. So I've logged out from my GoDaddy account and I'll show you how to log in back. Okay, so I'm into godaddy.com site. Click on sign in, and previously we clicked on create my account. This time you click on sign in, and if the details has been stored in your browser history, then it will try to pre-populate it, or else you know your customer hash, which I've already previously shown you, is basically a number or a username that we have used to create the account. This is not an email address, this is a username. So if your username is email address, then you can go ahead and type it. If you remember your customer number, you can even use that to log in. And the password is not the PIN. The password is a password that we entered while creating the account. Okay, you can see keep me sign in. So because I have activated the SMS for each login, so you will see that when I sign in, I should get a verification number to my phone number, and when I enter that, then I'll be able to log in into my account. Okay, so it's asking me to enter the verification account, so let me enter the verification code. Okay, so this is a very good verification method to see, if someone else is trying to access my account. Okay, so now you're logged in into the GoDaddy account. How you can check that? You can click on this image here on the right top, and you can see your name, your customer ID and your PIN. You can go to account details if you want to know more about your phone number change, your password change, your address change, your mobile number change, everything can be done from account settings. So this is how you log in into a GoDaddy account. You can even click here to log out from the GoDaddy account. Let's do that. Okay, so we have learned how to log in and log out into the GoDaddy account. Well, let's look at the next step. Okay, so let's do step 1.3. We will first search our domain name. So we'll do that without logging into our account, just to make sure whether we can able to find the domain name that we want. Let's say you're trying to write a blog about travel, right? So the first thing you will say is, okay, I want a travel blog, and it will search and tell you whether the travel.com domain name is available. So it's taken, right? What other options we have? So we have different options available with different extensions, right? If .com is not available, it will try to suggest some other names like travelbash.com, right? And how do you generally do this brainstorming session, right? How do you come up with a name that basically nearest to the idea that you're thinking about? So if say travel is not found, you can have one more word attached to it, like travel zoom, right? Then travel zoom is taken. And maybe you want to find more about travel, so you can do some search. You can go to google.com, and typically you'll say travel synonym, right? So you're trying to find some word near to travel, right? You can say backpack, so you can try travel backpack.com. It's available, but it's a premier, so we don't want a premium domain. Premium domain is basically you have to pay for a higher price, and for the first year, and the second year onwards it will become to a normal prices, but we don't want that. Okay, so let's try different option. We have Viz, Hurry, Voyage, Tour. Okay, so let's try a tour, travel tour, not available. And let's say you're writing a blog on travel, you can say travel blog or blog travel. No, both is not available. So you can find these unique keywords just by finding a synonym or something word that is near to travel, right? Like a trip, traveltrip.com. Obviously travel is a very easy name and many people would have registered it. So one thing that I came up with is a weblog, and that is also taken. So you can say travel log. You can say travelers, that's also taken. You can say travelers weblog. Well, there it is. So you see how you actually brainstorm these words. So I know weblog is basically another name for blog, right? You can go ahead and search what is weblog means. So weblog, sometimes written as web and a log or a weblog, is actually a website, right? And it's like your blog site. So instead of writing a blog, you're writing a weblog, and it matches with the concept. If you're writing a blog on a traveler's journey, then this makes perfect sense. Or if you want to stick with travel and then say, okay, and then you cannot find travel experience, you can bump it up, means you can add one more word to it. Okay, you can say travel experience, my travel experience. Okay, not found. Travel can say awesometravelexperience.com. So you can start sharing your travel experiences, but you see you have 3 words here, so you need to be careful like how big is your domain name. The smaller the better, right? So you need to do some brainstorm session here. I'm just giving you some ideas because this topic you will be doing some brainstorming, right? You have to figure out which domain name is available for you but in the first search you find your domain, then it's very good, and then you just go ahead and purchase it. If not, then you can find a synonym for that word, the nearest word that you think. So I'll give you one more brainstorming idea how you can find a domain name. You can actually type travel word, because you are trying to write find a domain name for travel, and then you can say blogs, let's say. Then you can find the domain names that's already been registered, right? Why we are doing it? We are trying to find words that is already been registered, and you can mix and match those words to find a new combination, right? You can find away, experiences under 30, so under 40 experiences maybe, but you don't want to have the same name, but you want to be creative. You can say travel break, you can say travel is a word, experience is a word, away is a word, right? Bond is a word. So you can find different words from experience, from the travel blocks that has already been registered, and you can find a new word from combining these new words, and then try to search into GoDaddy again whether those words are available or not, like travelaway.com, and you cannot find travel away, so travel faster, right? You can even do that. You can say traveler, you can start searching different combinations of traveler fast, so you can even say fast traveler, not available. You can say fast travelers, yeah, it's available. So this is a premium domain, but you have to pay $12 for it, and then you see the estimated price for this is 1,500. so it basically tells you that this name is a very good name, right? It's a popular name because it has higher estimated value, and you are getting it for only $12. Because why it is great, the travelers and the fast are high value keywords, and it basically range between these two. So basically it gives you an idea that yeah, you can use this as your domain name. And how I got that, you basically look at different travel blogs, and you basically see what words they are using, and then you combine those words to come up with a new word. You can always find various words that you use for blog, or you can have synonyms on that specific word and find what are the nearest word that you can use. So you have so many words, so you combine travel with trek, travel with hike, travel with roll, and then travel with time, all those things, and then you can come up with a brilliant name. Okay, so that's basically your brainstorming session and search for a name for your website. Next, we will actually register one domain name that I've already searched and it's available, and then we will start building website on using that domain name. Welcome back. So now we are in step 1.4. We will actually make a purchase of a domain name. So I already made my preparation. I know what domain name I'm going to buy. So I'm going to show you exactly what steps you need to do to purchase a domain name. So for that, before you make any purchase, make sure you sign in. Don't just go ahead and type and then add to cart, and then you might forget some of the steps there. So make sure you always log in and sign in first. So we'll sign in into the GoDaddy account. I'll receive an SMS. So I'll do the SMS verification. So I'm waiting for the SMS to come. So I have logged in into my account. Now you see I have a different screen because I'm into my account. Now I can search for a new domain, or I can start shopping. So I'll say I'll start shopping first. Okay, and make sure you're logged in, right? So the site that I want to purchase is makewpwebsite.com. This is a site I want to purchase, and there's a site I have a purpose for it, right? I want to show you how to build a website using WordPress. But for me, I can use WordPress, right? But I feel it's too long for people to type it. I want a very short name. So I believe makewpwebsite.com should be a good name. And I actually did this before I actually jumped into that name. I did make website. And I actually found that make website is basically a higher value because website and make are widely used keywords. And it's easy to remember too. And it uses the .com extension. So I thought, okay, this has a higher value, right? So let's add WP in between these two words to indicate this for WordPress and search for it. And I actually get this for $1, right? So that's how you do a brainstorm. And then you figure out what is the previous value, is it easier to search, and what is the purpose of your site. So the domain name that I'm purchasing, which makes perfect sense to me and maybe for others, because I'm making a website. I'm showing how to make a website on this domain, and this name actually perfectly suit for it. Okay, so let's buy this website name. I don't need .net, .org and .info. So how do you buy it? You have to click this add to cart. You see there's a cart icon here. So let's say add to cart. So the first thing that you need to know is first year is $1.99. Additional year will be $21.99 when you register for 2 years and more. So you have to register for 2 years minimum to get this $1.99, or else the basic price is $21.99. Means if you register for 1 year, you actually get $21.99, not $1.99. To get $1.99, you have to purchase for 2 years. Makes sense? So it's okay. Means $21.99 plus $1.99. That's what I'm going to pay for 2 years. So let's add to cart. I'm clicking this button. So it's been added. And then you see one domain selected. So let's continue to cart. Okay, so there are different plans available. I'll go through one by one. So you will be logging into this page. Make sure you are logged in into your account. That's the first thing. Okay, and then you can select the plan. So this is privacy protection. Okay, privacy protection means if someone want to view your details, like who is your contact detail for this domain, you want to restrict that no one should able to figure out your personal email ID. And once you can do that with the privacy protection. And so we don't want that. I want everybody to see for the learning purposes who maintains it, how it is being registered, where it has been linked, and I want everything to be open. So I say no thanks. But if you're really using for business, then you should basically go for privacy protection or privacy and business protection. So let's look at what is the details of each of it. Okay, so it hides your personal information like name, email address and phone number. So the business protection is an accidentally domain expiration and malicious transfer. So this will protect your site from McAfee also. Yeah, that's what you're gonna get from business protection. You get a trusted site powered by McAfee and tells your site visitor to that the information is safe. So it's basically an added protection from viruses, and then give some kind of assurance to your visitor that this site is protected by McAfee, and then you get some kind of additional verification from McAfee on your site. Okay, for this site that I'm building, I don't need that two protections. I just want a simple plain website to show how these steps has been done. I don't need any web hosting. We will go to what is a web hosting, how to purchase web hosting. So no thanks, I don't need this. An email address like this, I don't need it now. I'll get this for free when I buy a web hosting from HostGator. Okay, so I don't need it, no thanks. So watch out for the prices. See, it's making you hook to different prices. First you saw one price, then you come into this page, maybe automatically it selected the privacy protection. So automatically you get this $12.99. So we don't need it. So make sure you say whatever is not required, you just select it is not required. Okay, and then you continue with these options. Okay, so here is our billing page now. So just a reminder that they have already been added here. So as of now it's been public, right? And if you add this, then you get additional $12.90 per year per domain to pay. And if you change it to 1 year, you see the price goes up, right? $16. But I want to pay for 2 years, then I get the benefit of $1.99. So that's $1.72 for first year, and second year is 21 cents. Okay, and then here's my website, makewpwebsite.com, and it's also giving me options to add .net, .co and .info. I don't need that, so that's my bill, 23.98 cents. That's my address, and I can start entering my card number here. So I'll enter the card number, and also I'll go to the step 2, payment. I'll go to the step 3, billing information. Then I'll go to step 4 for completing this step. Okay, so I've added my credit card here. I have my 2 years, so I get this discount here. I'm not adding my domain privacy, and I'm not adding additional domain names. So my payment is still as per I have seen on the first page. If you have a promo code, just go ahead and add the promo code. So I'll complete the purchase now. And before you click on complete purchase, make sure your website name is correct, because once you do it, you cannot revert it back. So makewpwebsite.com, that's the site I'm gonna build now. So we'll wait for GoDaddy to finish it. Okay, so thank you for your order. We have emailed you the receipt to this email address. Fine, that looks nice. So I think the domain purchase has been done, and the next step is trying to give you some option is to start creating your website. We will not use these options, so don't do and start creating your website here. We will use a different hosting service. So in the next steps, I'm going to show you how to build your website. So don't do anything from here. We will use GoDaddy as only a place to store all our domain names. We'll only store the domain name, purchase the domain name here. We will map this domain name to our hosting services in the next steps. Okay, so the purchase has been done. So next step, we will verify if the purchase is correctly done on our account. We'll also go to the Whois website, and then we will search whether our domain name is matches with our account or not. Okay, so we will finish this step till here, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we have made our purchase. Let me show you some verification steps. Okay, the first step is you will receive an email saying your order has been completed. Right, you should receive this email stating how much amount you have paid and this transaction is successful. If you haven't received this email, then you should contact GoDaddy support team and then tell them that you have made a purchase but you cannot see it in your dashboard. Maybe you haven't received any email communication from GoDaddy. So this is a sample email that you'll receive from GoDaddy confirming that the purchase is being done for that website. So it talks about many things. The order number is here. For 2 years we have registered this domain, and the domain name is makewpwebsite.com. The amount has been here. Okay, you can click to see the full receipt. One important thing I want to show you is a discount, right? If you think that you want to buy more domains, they will give you some coupon code, right? We haven't used coupon code earlier, but I want to show you that once you make a purchase, you start receiving this coupon code. I didn't have it earlier, so I don't know what was the coupon code, but once you make a purchase, GoDaddy which starts sending you lots of coupon code just to make sure you keep buying from them. Okay, and so this is one of the area that you have to look forward for. and if you want to buy another domain, then make sure you use the coupon code in the billing page. Okay, so once you receive this email, this another email that you'll receive, that's basically verifying your email address. This was a step 1 where I told you you will receive an email to verify your email address, but this is a step. Okay, so this confirms that you have successfully registered with GoDaddy and also you have purchased the domain from them. So let's click this button and verify your account. Your email address is verified. Okay, so you should see this, that your email account is verified now. Let's log in into GoDaddy account, then we'll verify whether the domain name is properly visible in the dashboard. That's your second verification. The first verification is the email address. The second verification is the dashboard. Okay, so I am in the GoDaddy dashboard. You can go to my products, click on this your personal profile icon, then click on my products. Then you should see your domain. So your domain is here, right? It will try to give you so many options because we haven't selected anything. We haven't even connected to an existing site, and then we haven't built any website on it. This is just a name, right? And we haven't even told where this name should point to which server or which IP address. Okay, so this step is basically just to verify whether we are able to see the domain name in our account. Okay, so don't do anything, don't just click anything then, because it will ask you to pay. And next steps I'll show you how to build a website using this domain name. Okay, so the first thing we will check is whether this is registered properly under our name. So copy this, go to whois.com and you can enter your domain name here. Okay, it's saying that it's registered by GoDaddy, registered date, expiry date, so it's 2022 years from now, and it doesn't tell you the technical details like who is the user register and what is his email address. To see this you need to go to who.godaddy.com. So let's do that. Let's go to godaddy.com database and then we'll search our website name. Then it will pull up all the details of the person who made a purchase. I'm not a robot, so let's do the verification. Then you should be able to see my details, my name, address, phone number, email ID, everything, right? And if you think this is too much, you want to hide this details, you don't want to show anybody your contact details, then you have to make a purchase here. You have to add privacy here. So once you add privacy, this will not be visible to everybody. That's a paid service, right? So if you want, you can just click on add privacy here if you want to hide those details, and then you have to pay for it. So when you say make private, right, you still have to pay for that service. So once you say make private, it will take you to the privacy page and then it will show you the amount, then you have to pay for it. So I don't want to do that right now. So you can go back to domain, click on domain, all domains, and you will be in the domain page. Let's say you don't see this page that I'm seeing it now. You can go to this icon here and go to domains. So when you click on domains, in the domain manager, you will see my domains here. Okay, domain, all domain, you will go to my domain. And one thing is this auto renewal is on. This is an important step. Well, auto renewal helps you to auto renewal this website, because this website renews on 2020, and maybe by that time I may not be remembering this website. I may be working on some other projects, so I don't want to lose this website name. So I always make sure auto renewal is for those domains I feel is very important. And for those domains, I basically, trying out something. I just want to try out a website for a couple of days and I want to scrap it out for for some time. then I don't typically turn the auto renewal on those kind of websites. Okay, so if you want to protect your domain name, as I told you previously, you don't want to see these details, right? You can go to privacy page and then you can just buy it. So it will always ask you to buy this. It's your choice if you want to buy this or not. Next step is basically to use my domain, right? You have to configure where this actually points to. So let's see this, where it's actually pointing to now. So if I type this, so that's the second verification before we move on to that. The first verification was email address. The second verification is who is database, right? It's showing the correct vendor. The third is correct vendor and basically the expiry date and the updation date. The third is basically you go to GoDaddy's database and then you search for your details. So it's confirmed that the domain is registered under your name. The next thing is you actually visit your site. So there will be a courtesy page given by GoDaddy themselves. So this page is parked for free. It's a courtesy from GoDaddy. This is not your website. This is a courtesy page, right? So this doesn't mean you have a website and you can access these files. You cannot access these files. It's just a dummy page given by GoDaddy. Okay, so next thing that you need to do is you need to purchase a server, a space in a server, and then point this domain name to that space. You're going to go through all those steps till we install the WordPress and we'll see a nice beautiful website here. Welcome back. So this is the summary of the step 1. In this section you have learned how to purchase a domain name, right? So once you purchase the domain name, the next step is to purchase a hosting space. And I have shown you an example with GoDaddy. It's not necessary that you also have to purchase from GoDaddy. Well, this step helps you to understand what are the steps involved in purchasing a domain name. You are free to buy from any domain name provider and you can choose to have any privacy certificate that we have seen. Also, you can buy the email service from that domain name provider. But I highly recommend that you don't buy anything now until you finish all the steps and you understand what are the steps that need to be done in order to have your website ready first. And the second suggestion I have for you is always choose a domain name provider separated from the hosting name. Don't buy the domain name from the same hosting space. Let's say if you have any issue with your hosting space, it is slow, or maybe it is down, or maybe it is not supporting the PHP version or the WordPress version that you want to work with. It will be difficult for you to move out of that hosting space. If you buy the domain name from them, they will always link back your domain name with your hosting space. And there will be a lot of risk. Let's say they give you a free domain name with a hosting package, and tomorrow you want to change the hosting package, you have a chance of losing your domain name. So it's always better you pay separate for your domain name, you separate it out with a different vendor, and then you're free to point that domain name to any web hosting. Let's say you have two versions of your site, right? You have your development version, you have your production version. Maybe you choose to have development with a different hosting provider and a production with a different hosting provider. Let's say your production goes down. For some reason that hosting provider servers are down because of hurricane or because of some of the storm, or maybe due to a natural disaster. You still have your different hosting server located in a different vendor, right? So now with having different domain name and the hosting space, you get the ability to point your domain name to that specific hosting provider. So in that way you can control your site high availability, and you can make sure that your site is always on. And for the future stability and the reliability, always recommended that you separate out the domain name with the hosting space. Okay, you have understand and learned something about how to purchase a domain name in this step 1. In the next section you will learn what is a hosting space before you actually buy. So let's jump to the next section.